Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing this evening? Um, Thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. Irish, say something real quick.
Hello, hello.
So we'll give everybody some time to settle in here. Let us know that you can hear us both. Irish is run ragged. His businesses are running him all over the country, it seems like. I spent my day messing with guitars and trying to get all of them up to snuff. What's up, J.E.? What's up, Hybrid? What's up, Mel? What's up, Blank Stairs? I see that, J.E. That's awesome. Hey, blame tag at work, doing the Lord's work. Are you playing this? Are you hoping that once again you'll have customers around when I go off on something that they do? Also, hi, Mad Dog. Give everybody else just a second here. See what we got going. The stream seems to be looking good. So, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So, this is one of those. This is kind of a topic that Irish kind of brought up. It's kind of like the pet peeves thing. And it's meant to be a little bit lighter, not like a real serious thing. Oh, Blank Stare says I've argued with 3 customers a day. Fuck the first. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna chop it up about customer behaviors that drive you crazy. So, but before we do that, we have some acknowledgments to make. Welcome, Adria. Hadn't seen you in a minute. I know they've had you working too. So, obviously, the Retail War Zone is sponsored by an individual who can predict the future. If you're not active on Twitter, I think I sent Blame Tag over the edge today because he had written an article on the Serving Times, hence our sponsor, about an individual who took too long on break and it crashed the economy. And then lo and behold, I find this article from the Harvard Business Times or Harvard Business Review, whatever it's called, basically saying the same thing. And I sent it to Blame Tag, and I think he had like an emotional meltdown. He has asked for credit from Harvard Business Review for stealing his stuff. And, that seems to be happening a lot lately. So I'm proud to call him our sponsor. On the screen there, you can see the link to the Serving Times. Please go check it out. It is some wonderful stuff, and we're starting to cross over into territory where the truth is stranger than fiction, and the lines of satire and reality are starting to get blurred. So there's that. Also, too, please, if you're on YouTube, like the stream. Subscribe if you're new here and you're just checking us out. If your primary platform is somewhere other than YouTube, if you could kind of swoop in, give us a thumbs up, sub if you haven't yet. It'd be a really, really cool thing for you to do. Also, once again, we have the printable Retail Warzone card. It's all just black ink on a transparent background. You're able to print it out, pass it out. If you do that stuff, if any of you do this, okay, the link to the file is in the description of the video. Let us know. Take pictures. Show us where you're doing this. It'd be kind of cool to kind of see what the reach is. And I made the comment 2023 is the year of outreach. So let's really, really try to do that. Good evening, Erica. So, having said that, real quick, let's get into some headlines. First headline. Target chief financial officer, organized retail crime contributed to hundreds of millions in lost profits in 2022. Where I work, the theft has increased. It's really, really gotten out of hand. And I don't really know how it's going to be stopped. I just hope nobody gets hurt trying to keep people from shoplifting. If the company cares so much about it, or if they don't care, you shouldn't care either. They're not stealing from your bank account. Continued pain in the retail sector, coming enforcement of forced labor laws. Now, that is something for everybody to take a look at. What that really is about Chinese imports that are using forced labor. That's a very interesting read, so I highly suggest you check that out. Also, the next one's cool too. The running list of major retail bankruptcies that goes through and shows you all the different companies that are filing. Recently Tuesday Morning is one. I know the Tuesday Morning we have here locally is closing down. Then we had the Bed Bath & Beyond nonsense, but I think somebody swooped in to bail them out, but they're not going to make it much longer. And if you check the news today, there were a lot of retail earnings calls. Places like Kohl's were way down. I mean, it's just really, really bad. U.S. retailers lure cash-strapped customers with products under $5. Yeah, no shit. Also, too, retail workers, employees at large companies struggle most with workplace technology. Yeah, they do, because these companies roll out systems and don't train anybody. I mean, you're sitting there like, what are we doing? And also, which kind of ties into the under $5, as dollar stores proliferate, some communities say no. There's a movement out there that has recognized that dollar stores, from a health standpoint, harm communities. From a quantity for what you purchase is not really a savings. And there's areas out there passing, like local laws or local contracts that are preventing dollar stores from coming in, because also, for whatever damn reason, they are a place where crime is just insane. I don't understand why. I guess it's because there's never anybody in any of the damn stores. Who knows? And then good old Shark Tank. Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary has sharp advice for retail employees. That one set me off. I posted out on Twitter. I said, also, fuck this guy. And this is an interesting one. We all need to start really kind of playing around with ChatGPT, because it's machine learning and it's AI. And so it's going to take information and it'll be able to spit stuff out. So there's a Walmart leaked memo that warns against employees sharing corporate information with ChatGPT. I see a future where ChatGPT is going to bring down a lot of businesses, because people have started leaking stuff to ChatGPT, and it's only going to take one big one. Obviously, with Walmart being like one of the number one employers in the United States, especially their number one employer in like 50, not 50, in like 26 states, so over half the United States. If they're putting a memo out saying, don't share information with ChatGPT, oh, we got some digging to do, folks. So if anybody wants to play around with ChatGPT and see what we can figure out, that'd be great. And then here's our daily dose of automation. Fine Cart. Major worker staffing changes at retailers looming as new smart cart eliminates the need for employees at checkout. And that's that shopping cart where you can ring everything up as you go. In another episode of It's Never Going to Happen in the United States, yay capitalism. Do shorter hours mean happier employees? New 4-day work week trial says yes. And then the last one, which is actually pretty good. In-person shopping can be frustrating. Patience and empathy can go a long way in making it a better experience. What's happened to the service industry? Frustrated and underappreciated employees need the same thing you do as a customer: kindness. So, real quick, let me look at here. Hello, Erica. Yes, blame tag Mr. Wonderful can fuck himself. Hero says, so do we feed it serving times articles to make it learn? Uh-oh, blame tag. Hero just, ooh. Okay, I'm sure that's unethical, but let's do it. Anyway, so having said that, before we get into the meat and potatoes, here is the Irish Connections Fact of the Week.
All right, this week we are looking at the largest mall in the world. It's in Dongguan, China. It's called the New South China Mall, and it's approximately 1 million square feet. It also doubles as the largest failure in the world when it comes to malls, because it has an occupancy rate of 1%. And it has a indoor roller coaster. It has a model of the Arc de Triomphe and a canal system with gondolas. So it wins the award for the largest retail fail of all time when it comes to malls.
Wow. And the thing about that's really crazy is, boom, there they go, knocking off other people's shit, right? You know, I mean, it's like, so what they did was we'll have gondolas like, Italy, you know, Venice. And it's like they can't come up with original shit. They're going to copy everybody else's and put it in the mall. And it's a failure. So there. Mel says, that's crazy. So, customer behaviors, ladies and gentlemen. I posted the poll. I mean, I'll poll the question of the week on Twitter. I've got a lot of stuff that we'll go over with that. Irish, do you think it'd be good to go ahead and go over that and then continue the discussion over after the examples?
Yeah, why not?
All right, so let's shake it up a little bit. So let's take a look at the question of the week. So, what is the customer behavior that you deal with that makes you want to go stabby and triggers you worse than any other? Joshua Keller says, after I explain a situation and state that I can't fulfill a request, only to have them continue to argue or try to persuade. No means no. Take the L. I especially hate it because every second I waste on them results in other customers not having their reasonable needs met. Then I don't miss Apple retail. When a customer would flick their credit card or money at you, it went right back at them the same way. And then our good friend Cranky, who will be on the show Monday. When they walk into or pop their head into my warehouse because, quote unquote, I can't find anyone. We have so many press for help buttons in that dang store. Someone walked in the doors by receiving and demanded help while we were offloading a dang truck. We are busy. Also, they did it for me last time and I spend thousands here lines. And then Blame Tag says, generally acting like you don't exist or are part of the racking, thinking you only pop in and out of existence when they need something. I often get people who will block my path and stop and not respond when I politely ask if I can get by. Happens often at the cash lines. Like letting me pass is going to make them lose their place in the line. Jerks. Also, their inability to say excuse me is a huge trigger for me. Mel says when they're quote unquote regulars, so they're familiar with you and they want to hang around and chit chat while you're trying to get stuff done. Yeah, I really, really hate that one too. Sean Hoover, being on the phone at the register. Yep. Dharma Bum, hearing a 30-year-old roid-raging guy screaming at my 18-year-old female coworker. Why is he screaming? He's trying to return 5 pair of pants that he's worn for years, and she had the sheer gall to say no. Sassy Maggie, or if they recognize you while you are grocery shopping or running errands and feel like you can help them there also. Ugh, infuriating. Teresa Green, entitlement. Yep. Grayson Kent, people who seemingly intentionally trash your store or let their kids trash your store, leaving it as if a tornado has blown through. Robert Tyson said, when a customer says, you look like you need something to do, and Purple Rain responded to that saying, this is the one. And then you got Erica Cochran. There's a few, but the first that comes to mind is people on their phones who want to order but don't want to stop their conversation to do so. So you can't ask them important questions, then they get pissed at you for getting their order wrong. One guy asked for a large cappuccino, then turned his back on me while continuing his call. I tried to ask several times if he was sitting in or taking away. Nothing. So I guess take away. Coworker hands out his drink. I wanted this to sit in. Coworker just said she asked you 3 times, but you were too busy to reply, so we just had to guess. I'm so sorry about that. And so there you go. Let's check the chat real quick. Alex Strife, welcome. I thought of another one. Do not whistle at me or snap your fingers at me. Yes. Adria says, telling me how to do my job. Mad Dog says, when they breathe. That's pretty self-encompassing. Alex also says, also, do you know how much money I spend here? I don't care. Yes. Erica says, I love the old, I buy it here all the time, or I bought it here last week. My reply, no, you didn't. Mel says, you working hard or hardly working? Yeah, that one sucks. Hero says, don't work too hard. My eyes can't roll back far enough. Erica says, we've never carried that. Irish, give us some of yours.
2 words, bra money. That would be number
Yeah.
one on the top of my list. If I'm that side of the cash register, I can't think of a time or place in history where that would have been acceptable. Like, what world are you living in where that's a normal thing to do? There's just, I mean, pockets have been a thing for a while. I don't understand bra money. Um, Kids running loose, and actually the two of them often go together with like the same people that do one have kids running loose in the store. Um, that drives me insane. Yeah. Uh, also the customers that would challenge you about like prices in a store as if you're personally benefiting from inflation. Um, and I suppose uh, all of those would kind of come under the umbrella of like just their oblivion. Like they're just oblivious to the fact that like something like bra money or sock money is acceptable in any form in a public setting. And like, who's okay with kids running loose? I'm just untamed kids climbing up the walls and smashing things on the ground, and they just seem to be nonchalant about it. Um, and then just and their complaints are just frivolous. Like it's just complaining about things that nobody working behind the register will ever have control over. Opening hours, you know, the price of something, all these type of things. So those would be my major ones. But the ones that would just set me off immediately and make me want to like go stabby stabby would definitely be bra money.
Yeah. So looking at the chat real quick, um, you know, obviously Hybrid says, that's bad in the South in the summer as far as bra money goes. Hero says bra money equals I'm on a credit card only till. Good one. Erica says grocery stores need daycare centers. You know what? They could monetize that shit too. It's amazing they haven't done that yet. Oh, I know why. Because they don't want the liability of watching somebody's child. That's why. If there was no liability, I could see, especially Kroger. Fuck them anyway. Oh yeah, we'll watch your kids for like, you can put them in this daycare for like $10 every half hour and charge that shit. I could see that. Mel says, I have reviews money that has come from bras or socks or been wet. Nope. Interesting thing about that. I would love to poll. I don't think there's any way to do this, but I would love to know the people that pay with bra money or sock money, what their thoughts are on the employees getting a living wage. I'm willing to bet that A, they don't know what a living wage is, and B, they probably don't fucking care. But I'd love to know what they feel about these workers, because obviously they don't respect them at all because they're going to hand you sweaty fucking money. I mean, it's just gross. And who the fuck came up with it? Who started that mess? I mean, hell, the people that like, well, they got their fucking cell phone next to their tit. It's like, what are y'all doing? You have pockets, perfectly good clothes. I don't get it. Let's see. Hero says people think they have them. It's called the toy aisle. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Alex says parents used to leave their kids in my store as if we were babysitters. Not okay for so many reasons. Yeah, look. I mean, they weren't young, but they were young enough. All right. When I was at Guitar Center on the weekend, these parents would drop their kids off like we were a fucking musical daycare. And we sold like really, really high end shit there. And you got like a 13-year-old kid saying, "Hey, mister, can I play that $4,000 guitar?" No, the fuck you can't. And they would complain to their parents, and the parents come in, "Why would you not let my son play?" Well, why weren't you here with them? We're not a daycare. Fuck off. Um, Erica says $10 get your kid in the cage while you shop. Yes. Mad Dog says when a customer asks you for something and you tell them what you have, and you tell them what you have, and you don't have this other thing, then I'll just tell you what I had. Open your ear holes. Yes. Hero says, those videos where they test the bacteria in restrooms? Test bra money. Yeah. I bet that's gross. Mel says, I used to have a customer who bought beer with chains that she kept in a sock that was tucked into her bra. That's like double bad.
Sake.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Hybrid says, women pockets don't hold much. That's because they look at a pair of pants as like another layer of skin. They don't look at it as a functional fucking thing. It's like, oh, let's see how tight they can be. Those women who will lay on like a fucking bed with a pair of pliers, trying to zip their pants up because they can't. Alex says entitlement. So much fucking entitlement. Yes, a whole lot. Erica says, so glad when Kroger got rid of those stupid carts with the plastic cars in front of them. Those were an abomination. Oh, I still have to deal with those. Oh, and you won't. It's bad enough that customers will stand in the middle of the aisle and won't let you buy. Oh my God! If you get a parent that has more than one child and they've got that big plastic like YooHoo card, so they've got a young child in that car thing, and then they've got two other children next to it, and it's like a damn roadblock in the aisle. You can't get through. They've blocked the whole fucking thing because that damn cart is about the size of a fucking Titanic anyway. I don't understand how the fuck they can push that fucking thing around. And, just wait, a kid falls out of it, even though there's straps in it, the company's going to be liable. Just get rid of that shit. I mean, this isn't like Little Tykes land. You don't get to just motor around the store. It's not cool anymore. Hero says, women's pockets really don't hold much, but I've never paid with bra or sock or wet money. Good for you. We wouldn't be together if you did. Alex says, and why the hell do people always think we're hiding products in the back as if we're trying to keep items from them? What is that? You're correct. Yeah, the is it in the back shit. If you're a seasoned employee and you've been working there forever, you probably know what's in the back. And the amount of us and we've all done it. I don't think if anybody says they haven't, you're a liar. We have walked to the back, knew we didn't have it back there, sat back there for a few seconds, and went back out and said, sorry, ma'am, sir, there's none back there. Just to humor them. Hybrid says, I don't know. My whole wardrobe is plenty of pockets. I don't know what that is. I know there's words that are blocked. That one I can't. Hero says, I just hand keys and any extras to Steve. Thanks. J.E. says, any customer that physically grabbed me when I worked, that shit ended right there. Oh yeah. Don't touch me. Do not touch me. Adria says, I hate those carts. Mel says, our pockets don't hold much, but we have a thing called wallets. Correct. Blame Tank says, just because I'm closing, how about people who won't get the fuck out at close? Oh, we'll go over that too. Hero says, I'm hiding it in the back and hopes you never return for it. Adria says, I have a photographic memory of what's in the back. Hybrid says, brand of work pants that begins with, Dickies. Okay, got you. Alex says, can confirm, have gone in the back and taken a load off for a break on the customer's time and dime. LOL. All right. What do you got to add there, Irish? That was pretty rapid fire.
It was rapid fire. I guess, you mentioned this, I think, was it maybe a Monday or last week? When you are pulling a pallet that weighs probably half a ton, and these things, they have the subtlety of a wild animal inside a pen. It's just like, it's rolling thunder coming down an aisle, and they just seem oblivious to it. And it's not, this is just, I haven't seen this in any other setting where like someone has that level of oblivion when something is coming at them that, if it were to roll over their foot, it would just flatten it. And it's loud, it's obnoxious, it takes up 2/3 of the aisle, and you're rolling towards them slowly, trying to, in a kind of, gesture them out of the way. Sorry, excuse me. And they're just, they're staring at a can of peas, reading reading ingredients like peas, and they turn around and they're surprised. So what the hell did you think this was?
Right. I will tell you what's really bad is, okay, so my job consists of the truck gets there, right? And they're mixed pallets. So my job consists of me taking the boxes from the pallets and separating them, on pallets for each aisle. So you have to stack all this shit. And, I played a lot of Tetris and a lot of Lincoln Logs and a lot of Lego. So I consider myself a pretty good stacker. But anyway, you'll be pulling a pallet out on the floor and you're trying to be careful. And somebody will see it and they will like stop directly in front of you. And then you have to do like this crazy NASCAR kind of swivel whatever to keep from not only running yourself and them over, but keeping the pallet from fucking falling, because the pallets I'm taking to the floor aren't shrunk wrap. And it's just like, you see me coming. Why do you do this? I wonder how many of them do that because they're like ambulance chasers. They're looking for a lawsuit. Oh, that box of Pop Tarts fell on my foot and it cut my ankle. I'm suing you. And you know, it's just insane. But you're right. The pallet thing is absolute insanity. And it's even worse if you've got an empty pallet. I'll be pulling an empty pallet, you know, back down the back aisle of our store or whatnot, and people see me coming, and I'll slow down to allow them to get by. And they don't. They just stand there. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? One day I'm going to mow you down and not fucking care. They better hope that I don't find another job and I get disgruntled at work, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm taking somebody out with a pallet. That's what I'm going to do.
If anyone in the chat or you, Steve, if you know it's going to be your last day, please wear a body cam, because that's going to be an interesting day.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. So anybody that's in the chat or anybody that follows us or whatnot, your last day, if you do something stellar, film that shit and send it to us. We'll have you on the show. We'll dedicate an entire show for your last day. Do it. So, and the chat's blown up again. Adrian will get into the people that come in at the last minute. Welcome, Throat Punch. He says, but that pallet will stop on a dime because of a bead, but you can't stop them. That's right. Sarah says, oh my fucking God, right? I tell them, look, it's literally the entire reason we are here, to make fucking money. They also act as if associates profit when corporate raises prices. Correct. Adrian says it's like they've never been to a grocery store before. Oh, they know they've been there, and that's why they do that shit. Let's see. Hero says, oh, fussing at baby cashiers when they do as told and ask for ID. Beatrice, she's not asking in order to take out an advertisement to tell the world you're lying by 5 to 6 years on your age. Oh, that's good. Alex says, RE, the customer in the aisle shocked to see you're moving a pallet through an aisle, either surprised or offended. How dare you take up space here? But if they meet their friend from church, they'll stand there in the middle of the aisle, take up the whole fucking thing, and talk about last Sunday's sermon, and just expect everybody just to ignore them. Let's see what else we got here. Alex says they're looking for a fight. Hybrid hooligan, hand raised. Adria says, it's like they don't know how products get onto the shelves. Like people don't know that milk comes from cows, and I'm not joking. Oh, yeah. Welcome, Aston. Let's see what else we got here. Hybrid says I have the spy glasses. Oh, we're getting rated. Scorpion Redtooth. Hello. That's awesome. Hero says, I've been pushing 6 empty carts and had a woman push her baby in front of them and stop. What the fuck? They don't have brakes. What's up, Aston Interactive? Welcome. Welcome to the show. Sarah says, I just keep going. It's up to them whether they get crushed or not. I wish I could do that. I just haven't.
They get crushed.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
Yeah,
they have no awareness.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just fucking insanity, man. And you know, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like, have you been in a situation? I've worked for little box, big box, and everything in between, right? But specifically in big box, I've been in stores that were 50,000 square foot. That 1 minute after opening, you've got pallets on the floor, probably one every second aisle, and you're loading something from a pallet onto a shelf, and you maybe get one thing or two on the shelf. You turn around, wham! There's a customer right there. There's got to be like 3 customers in the store, and one of them is in between me and the fucking pallet.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they just conjure up getting in the way as an occupation. I don't understand how. I mean, are these the people that are responsible for traffic? It's the same, like, it just seems to be the same kind of mechanism going on. They just keep getting in the way. And it's amazing talent. It's no matter what, shelf or aisle I go to, there's always one. There's one in the way. It's crazy.
I just hold on a second here. but it's I don't understand. I really fucking don't. I mean, it's you know, or you're. It's the same thing when you're stocking. You're carrying a heavy ass fucking box. They see you carrying this box to an area, and they stand like right in front of you and fucking stop. It's like, what are you doing? Right? Hold on a second. Let's get back into the chat here. Mel says customer sues store for getting run over by pallet after refusing to put the peas down and get the fuck out of the way. That sounds like a blame tag headline. Blame tag, you better roll with that. Let's see. Alex says humans in general seem to operate as if they're the only people in the world and have no understanding that their actions or inactions have an effect on the world around them. Correct. Correct. Sarah says, I'm fixing to quit because my boss went to fuck off on me because I called out sick because I was fucking sick. She got slick with me. I got a new job today. I'll film the reckoning that's coming for her. Oh, please do. Sarah, send it to me. Like I said, right there underneath my picture, generationvoid@gmail.com. Send it. We'll dedicate an entire night to you, Sarah. Everybody here would enjoy it. Adria says, I'm just glad I don't have to deal with U-boats on the regular, maybe twice a month, because I don't think I could stop myself from plowing someone down if I did it every day. Correct. What's up, Red Scarf? Good to see you. Sarah says, it's the internet. It's ruined society. U-boats. So Dollar Tree, we had U-boats, right? And what's up, dude? And the U-boats are a pain in the ass. But fortunately, it's by the way, Hero, I know that. One of those deals at Dollar Tree, we didn't have enough people working there to run over anybody. But I'll tell you a fun Dollar Tree story. On the party wall, and blank stares if you're here, you can confirm this. You know this story. So you get party bags, and you got these pegs that have this plastic backer. The plastic part goes into the wall, and then you've got the metal bar that fits down into it. Lots of times they break. You put party bags on there. I watched the entire 2 or 3 pegs of party bags break, fall into the floor, and customers ran over the entire stack of bags with their shopping cart. Without a care. Just ran right the fuck over it, damaging them all, didn't care. So if people are going to do that, yeah, they're going to stand in front of you as you roll a fucking pallet through. They're like daring you to take them out. And one day they're going to piss us off, and one of us is going to take them out. I hope it's a can pallet too. That would be perfect, right? They're standing there looking at the peas, and then they fall. They wind up in an avalanche of peas. That'd be perfect. Jason says the old U-boats at Food Line made so much noise and people still walk down in front of them. Yep. Blame Tag says, Sarah, thanks for your kind comments on the serving times. Correct. Erica says, fucking assholes. Yep. Jason says dog food pallet. Nope. I will take a full can pallet over a dog food pallet any day because that shit's fucking heavy. Irish?
All right. I'm going to flip this. What about when you're the other side of the register? What pisses you off about customers as a customer?
So if you're checking out?
Yeah.
Or
just in a store, whatever.
I will say probably, show of hands, how many of you get pissed off because you're a customer and you go into a gas station? You might just need a pack of smokes. You might need to grab a 6-pack of beer. You might just fucking want a pack of Twinkies, right? And you go in and you can't check out in a convenience store in a timely manner because of what Hero just said, fucking scratch off lottery tickets. Do y'all have that there, Irish? Do y'all have scratch off lottery tickets?
Not to the same degree you do. We do have them, but it's I've seen so many complaints about them from across the pond that it's clearly a bigger problem over there. I just don't think we'd have the patience for it there. I think we just like strong arm someone out of the queue and throw them out of the way.
Or money orders. Oh my God. Money orders too. So somebody getting a money order, they will wind up telling you that they've got like 7 different money orders for 7 different dollar amounts. not realizing that you can only get a money order for like a certain limit. That'll drive you insane too. Red Scarf says true. Yes. Hybrid says raise of hands. Mel says yes. Lottery. I hate being behind someone buying $900 worth of scratch offs. Fuck, man. Mel also says they'll buy them, scratch them in the store, and freaking get. Yes, yes. JE says customers who hold up a line with some nonsense and you wish you could just fucking choke them out for a sec. Yes, that too. Or how about the customers you're behind that at the last minute decide they're writing a check and it takes them like 2,000 years to write this check, or they're paying in cash, everything gets rung up, timely, mind you, and it takes them 10 to 15 minutes to dig out all their fucking money to pay. Or they get up to the register and they're paying cash and they're short on the cash and they tell the cashier, hold on just a second, let me go to my car and get more money. Oh, God.
They're the same people in airport security that they'll spend 45 minutes in a queue watching every single person ahead of them take stuff out of their pockets, take their belt off, all the stuff that you've seen 1,000 times. And as soon as they get up there, they set off the alarm. Why? Because they left change in their pockets. They left their belt on. They forgot to take stuff. Jesus Christ, like, these are the same people that do this in the store. Like, you had 45 minutes to do something that takes 30 seconds, and you still didn't do it.
Let me address this real quick. Alex, who still writes checks in a store? One kind of person, old people. They don't trust digital transactions at all. And by God, they'll write checks like crazy. All right, so the chat's like exploding. So let me see what's going on here. We've got Erica says, what stores can you still buy lotto at the register aside from gas stations? Not where I work. Gas stations they can, but like in grocery stores, you can go up to the office and get lottery tickets. But if you're an employee there and you want to go buy a pack of cigarettes, guess what? 9 times out of 10, you're going to be behind somebody either getting A, a fucking money order, or B, fucking lottery tickets, or C, fucking, Mega Million bullshit. I mean, it happens all the time. Mel says customers don't even know you don't have to fill out the checks anymore. Oh, I know, right? That's the thing too. A customer wants to pay with a check, and you're like, well, you can just hand me a blank check, and they look at you like you grew another head. It's like you're going to steal their entire identity, their entire life history. Oh, fuck no. They're going to sit there with their fucking, half can't right hand and take 10 minutes to write a fucking check. Not all technology is good, but come on, guys. Technology can't expedite things for real. Hero says you didn't know you were paying for your stuff. Alex says, can you hold my items for me? I'll be right back. I promise. Nope. Because 9 times out of 10, you're right. They don't show up anyway. It means they're probably stealing also too. Alex also says people don't think the rules apply to them. It's entitlement again. That is correct. They think they can bend every fucking rule. Oh, I need an ID for you to write a check. Well, I don't have my ID on me. I've shopped here for years. Sorry, Beatrice. Sorry, Esther. No ID, no check. Get out. Bye. Let's see. Mel says, or it takes them forever to dig their sock out of their bra and get the change out. That too. Yes. Adria says, a customer who wants to give me their used toothpick instead of holding on to it and throwing it in the trash. Oh, yeah. Or the customers that, they'll go and they'll get like a chocolate milk and they'll drink the chocolate milk while they're in the store and they hand it to the cashier like, can you throw this away, please? Look, we've went over this shit ad nauseum. I mean, we're not people's servants, but now you're handing us your fucking trash, right? It's like, it doesn't work that way. Let's see. Exactly. Alex says, can you throw this away from me? No. Sarah says, I make those people step aside and the ones who go to their cars, I just void their cell when they come back in. They're last in line. Ooh, that'd get us fucked up at some places. Adria says, no, I cannot throw anything away for you. It's the law. And Sarah says, I for real get cussed out several times a week for IDing people. The ID thing is crazy. I mean, is there anybody who doesn't understand that you have to present an ID to buy certain things? That's a known thing. And you come in and you don't have one, and you get mad because somebody checks it. What rock have you been living under? This isn't like the 20s where we had child labor, where we had like 6 and 7 year olds working in fucking mines and coming out for fucking smoke breaks. There's a reason why that's there, and everybody knows it. So why are you getting pissed off because somebody's asking for your ID? I, I would never, at my age, if somebody asked for my ID, I would be like, oh, thank you so much. I will be happy to show you my ID. Us older folk, we and that's the bad thing. There's older folk who get pissed off about it. But for a lot of people, it's like if you're older and they ask for your ID, you blush a little bit. You're like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll show you my ID. And you go home and tell your wife, hey, I got carded today. But the other side, oh, fuck no. Matter in hell. Mel says I got ID'd once for buying water in a liquor store. It's the law. Whoa, whoa, whoa. In a liquor store, you have to get ID'd for any beverage? That's crazy. Alex says, anybody ever had someone change a diaper in the back of your store and then leave the diaper on the floor? Yes. And another thing that happens is in grocery stores, especially, and Erica, if you're still here, you probably can attest to this, the amount of people who change babies' diapers and leave the diaper in the shopping cart corral if they actually take it there. Let's see. Blame Tank says, I used to get cussed out a lot carding at the movie theater. A lot of kids' moms over the phone. I bet. Yep. Well, there's a reason why there's a rating, right? Hero says, across state lines, people are mad about it. Male, female, old, young. Shut up or move on. Yep. That's why I married her, guys. She's awesome. Alex says, I chortle anytime anyone IDs me now. Exactly. It's like we had a secret shop at our store last year or whatnot, and I was the person on the secret shopper, and there's a question where the customer's supposed to guess your age, and it was like late 30s, and I'm like, motherfuckers, y'all need to fucking frame that shit. I'm like, oh my god, yes. you know. Sarah says it's 99% women my age who get mad. I just smile and put their cigarettes back. Yep. Blame Tank says we have a game called Find the Diaper. Oh. Adria says someone left a used pacifier in our cheese sample tray. Wow, that's a new one. Hybrid says you get carded for water at a liquor store in case someone swapped the water for vodka. Oh, okay, that would make sense. Mel says my sis wanted liquor in Texas. I was driving back to Louisiana that night, so I just wanted water. They ID'd me, then pulled out this big book full of state IDs because they thought my Louisiana ID was fake. Wow, you're on some list. You're on like a most wanted poster. Blame Texas. I had a mystery shopper describe me as heavy set on her report. The asshole. Wow. Hero says, oh my God, nasty story. Had a customer use one of the little snot bulbs that you use on babies. They opened the package, used it, left it covered in bloody boogies on a shelf today. Ooh, that's fucking awful. Adria says, I don't give a fuck who cards me. I consider it a compliment. Just kidding. It's the law. I consider it a compliment. It is the law. But if you get carded, use it to make yourself feel better. All right, Irish, your turn.
Right. Well, this might have come up, should have come up really on the one of the last episodes about self checkouts. But my preference is generally speaking to use the self checkouts. But from a customer point of view, what I don't understand is about 80 to 90% of the customers don't understand that you can actually scan your bag first and then bag as you scan your items. So most of the customers that I have to wait behind scan everything, pay for their stuff, and then bag it. It's an extra step. It takes twice as long to check out that way. and
What?
I'm politely waiting. Yeah, it just
Really?
maybe yours are different, but like over here, you can, even if you bring your own bag, you can just say you scan your bag, you set it on the scales, so it knows that you're, you know, that you have a bag there, and then you can just scan and bag at the same time. Over here, for some reason, people don't do that. They scan everything and then they bag it at the end, and it's so infuriating.
So
Like
over there, Iris. I'm not trying to interrupt. I'm just curious because
yeah, go on.
this is weird. So they scan everything and put it. They like here, like for instance, where I work, our self checkout. You scan, and there's a little platform that has like
Mhm.
three things of bags, right?
Mm.
And then so you scan and you put it in the bag. So is it the same way there? And they're just scanning everything and just sitting on this platform because that platform has like a weight thing.
Correct. That's exactly what they do. Now it's partly because over here in the early 2000s we introduced a tax, a levy on bags to reduce litter. So you have to pay for a bag if you take one from the store. They're not free, but you can still weigh the bag. You can place the bag on that scale and it'll register as, oh, they bought a bag, and continue on and continue on as you would, just bagging as you go. But people don't do it here. It's so irritating. It just drives me insane because every transaction then takes twice as long as necessary.
Wow.
That so from a customer point, like, because I'm standing in line trying to act polite, but I'm just standing there like visualizing taking a bag and just putting it over their head and strong arm them to the ground. It's so annoying because it's not their first time doing it. It's like, you've looked around, you've seen other people, do it correctly, and you get out in half the time.
Right. Now, going on the self checkout thing, I will say, we had the episode talking about that. I use self checkout all the time, right? And from an error standpoint of like, unauthorized item in the bagging area or whatnot, that shit doesn't happen to me, right? I mean,
Mm.
not very. The only thing I have to worry about is if I get a pack of cigarettes or if I get beer or something like that and somebody has to come swipe it. I don't understand if it's that simple for a company that's not really that large, okay? It's not a national chain that I work for. It's more of a regional thing. If I'm able to scroll through and scan all my shit, bag it, and I don't have any issues, fuck everybody that talks about this shit. You just ain't fucking doing it right.
Yeah, I mean, they're as close to being idiot proof as you can get. I mean, you can't make it much simpler than like, I mean, it literally has a cartoon of what to do on the damn thing. Like, so, there's no really excuse for it. And I've seen people like who ought to be tech savvy. They're in the right age bracket that
Right.
they should know better. And they scan something and they're staring at the screen, and you're like, I'm just screaming on the inside, which is, put it in the fucking packing area. Like, it's saying it on the screen. There's a little light above your head now that drawing attention to you, and it's literally audibly saying, "Please place your item in the bagging area."
Right.
And you're standing there looking confused. What's the confusion about? Is this really your first time here? You know, I don't understand it. I swear these are the people that cause traffic jams.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the chat and I've got, well, first of all, Sarah says, blame tag. I had one say I didn't smile. And she was wearing a mask. How the fuck would she even know? That's great. But Alex says, I have zero patience for folks who don't understand how to use the self checkout system, which is nearly everyone. It's not that hard. And he also said there's no such thing as idiot proof because the idiots can't follow the most basic instructions. Yeah. They're too concerned about the fact that they should be getting paid to do a cashier's job to fucking run here's the thing. That should be the argument. Oh, you want to get paid to run the self checkout? Well, you fucked up. You didn't run it right. You're fired. That blame tag. There's you an article. People wanting a discount or wanting to put their W-2s in for running a self checkout because it's a cashier's job, but they suck at it, they'd be fired anyway. So that'd be a good one. Sarah says, "You're Irish, isn't it? Your God-given right to tell people to fuck off." I would agree with that. It should be your God-given right, Irish. Um, uh, Hero says, how many of you bag your own groceries? That's a good one. Chat, Irish, like if you go to a grocery store and you're not using self checkout, if you're going through a regular cashier, do you bag your groceries or do you let them bag them?
It is not really a thing here to let them do it. It's you bag your own groceries.
Oh, well, that's good. By the way, Mel says, fuck goblins. Thanks, Blame Tag. That's like Blame Tag's new thing, fuck goblins, which is great. Hero says, if things could be idiot proof, you wouldn't need caution hot on your coffee cups. That might be the statement of the chat. Or just like we have a comedian here in the United States called James Gregory, and one of his shticks was like, for instance, a toaster, says, do not put in the bathtub, which means somebody put a toaster in a bathtub, and that's why there's a warning label. Blame Tag says, LOL, I did an article last year about a customer using self-checkout getting fired. Oh, I got to go back and check that. I missed that one. Mel says, customer quiet quits. What? What did you say? There it is. It's the first time tonight. I have a secret button. It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse. Secret word. Every time somebody says quiet, there it is. But customer quiet quits after finding it difficult to use self-checkout. Okay. Adri says, always bag. All right. And Sarah says, Blame Tag, I'm going to need that link immediately. So, Irish, continue.
Well, I always get a chuckle out of the majority of warning labels. It's like that. You just know it's because someone did something dramatically stupid.
Right.
That like that. The like warning. Beverage might be hot. Well, I hope so. Like that's
Right.
kind of why I bought it. Or warning, knife may be sharp. Really? Like, I mean, and that's because someone somewhere once cut themselves and then said, "Oh, but there was no warning label on it," or there are the famous signs in retail. That's the almost the number one go-to for customer when they do something. Oh, there was no sign.
Irish, we just had the greatest comment to reference that in all time. So Alex says, "Here's proof of how stupid and I guess litigious. I don't know what that word is. People are. The fact that a can of peanuts has to have a warning on it that the items are processed in a plant that contains peanuts."
Look, that's just natural selection. If you have an allergy to peanuts and you eat a pack of peanuts because it does not have a warning label on it, you deserve what's coming to you.
That is awesome. Yeah, Hero just posted, caution contains nuts. Or Sarah says, do not operate hair dryer while in the shower. I mean, come on. I mean, and we talk about
what would you be doing?
The customer's always right? Okay, that's the whole thing. The customer's always right. Sure, yes, you can use that in the shower. Go ahead. You're always right. Go ahead. In matters of taste, and if your taste says, hey, I need to dry my hair in the shower, go ahead. Like you said, Iris, that's natural fucking selection at that point.
Well, yeah. Look, when you go to a DIY store, a Home Depot, that kind of thing, right? If the store has been there long enough, there's a 100% guarantee that if you go down to the paint aisle, there will be a dry paint on the ground, okay, where someone has dropped it. Kind of. What I like about those things is that you can actually see footprints going through the damn thing and people rolling carts over it. Because again, going back to their oblivion, like there's a can of paint that probably, stinks of paint all over the floor and people are just oblivion walking through it. And there's a permanent like archaeological site left behind of stupidity where people just like went straight through that. Because there was no sign, that said warning, fresh paint on ground or whatever the case. It's right. Just crazy.
To your point, and Mel just posted this, and I remember when this happened. She goes like, y'all can laugh, but that lady who sued McDonald's after spilling hot coffee on her lap won that suit. Yeah. Yep. Because there was no warning. If there was a warning saying, "Hey, coffee is hot, will you rip off your skin," guess what? McDonald's was covered, but it wasn't, and she won because there was no verbiage anywhere that protected her. Sarah said someone tried to multitask to save time. Blame Tech says my store has lots of those spill slash footprint areas. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's all. It's amazing the amount of signage and verbiage that you have to protect people from things that a lot of us would just consider common sense. Like Hero had posted, you know, warning: milk chocolate contains dairy, or caution, contains nuts. You know, if you're a responsible adult and you go to the doctor and they say, "Oh, you have a nut allergy. If you eat one peanut, you may die." You be reading ingredients, but there's a lot of people that get told that and they don't. And they're ambulance chasers and they're like, "Oh, maybe I can eat half a peanut and like not die. And then I could sue the company for not having signs up on the shelf that says, 'Hey, this is the peanut section. If you have a peanut allergy, don't buy any of this.'" Right?
Yeah, it's just but some of the things that people like like I don't know what worlds that some customers live in. Like, have you ever got a customer that bought a large item, like, a lampshade or a duvet or something like that, and then they ask you, "Can you put that in a bag?" It's like, lady, it's three times the size of a bag.
Yeah.
It's like, even if I did have a bag big enough for that, you realize it's not going to make the item any smaller, right? It's not like you're going to be able to comfortably carry it because it's in a bag. It's still going to be that size.
Right.
I don't know, man. Or actually, I nearly crashed the car on the weekend because myself and my wife were going. We were going to pick out a few things in a kind of Home Depot type store, and on the way into this place in the parking lot, there was a guy that had pulled over on the side of the road where he had bought one of those mattresses, those ones that like basically inflate when you open them.
Yes.
Well, this idiot opened it in the car, right?
Whoa.
So he obviously had struggled to get it in because it's a big item anyway,
Right.
and he must have just ruptured the seal or something like that because it was expanding, and his passenger his rear seat passenger door was open, and he was trying to, like, push it back. It was the funniest. I nearly like went off the road because it was just so funny. It's like, you idiot, like you didn't want to pay like the $10 it would have cost to get that delivered. No, 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 no. You insisted on, like, saving yourself, and now, like, now you're probably going to be a meme or something.
Well,
It's just funny.
recently last year, I bought my son one of those mattresses that they come in a box. You get the box and you're like, "Whoa, this is small." And you take that damn mattress out and you cut it open, and all of a sudden it's like whoosh,
Yeah.
right? And so I understand the problem there because that's some amazing technology in its own right there, that they vacuum seal this shit to the point that,
It's
you
nearly
know,
explosive. Yeah.
yeah, it really is. It's like an explosive. You know, the whole thing. You read the instructions is like, open the bag and then let it sit and let it rise like it's fucking bread or some shit, and it does, and you're like, whoa, and you realize if that shit wasn't expanded, you couldn't get it into a vehicle. So yeah, I feel sorry for the dude if he did it by accident, but at that point, you're toast. Because you went from like this box that could fit in the back of your car to all of a sudden, shit, you got to strap something onto your roof.
Yeah, look. I suppose I probably should have been more sympathetic. I was just kind of imagining him as as one of the customers we were
Yeah,
describing earlier on. But I also have seen people buy full size mattresses thinking that they would fit inside a Nissan Micra. And you're probably not familiar with that car over there, but it's the size of a sofa. They're tiny cars.
yeah.
It's just amazing what people think. It's just that they can actually take in a vehicle, like.
Oh, really quick. So Alex posted, and I'm on the fence on this. I don't know if it was staged or not. I gotta believe it was staged. But even if it isn't, so has everyone seen the video of the dude who comes out of Target, ties a TV to his back, and rides away on a unicycle? So there's this video floating around where this dude goes into Target and buys, if I'm not mistaken, it was a 50-inch or bigger television, right? He comes dragging it out of Target, and he's on a unicycle, and he has these straps and like harness thing where he straps this TV to his back. He gets it up, he gets on the unicycle, and he starts taking off down the fucking sidewalk. And the guy in the car is filming is like, "Hey man, you all right?" And he was just like, "You got to do what you got to do sometimes." I really hope that's staged, because if it's not, could dude not get somebody to bring your car? I mean, you're on a unicycle, man. Your chances for error could be really, really bad. And you've got like a $500 television on your back. It's crazy. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Here also says at Dollar Tree, them complaining about paying for a large gift bag that we sold because they wanted a larger bag to put everything in it. Uh huh. And Sarah said if you leave wet floor signs out after the floor is dry, it then legally becomes a safety hazard because a customer could trip on it. That's true too. Oh, yes, Mel, you're right. Dude in the car filming could have offered a ride. You're 100% correct. Be like, hey, dude, let's put this in the back of my car and we'll take it wherever. And Hero says, yes, will this couch, love seat, coffee table, rug, and recliner fit in my Honda Civic? No. The biggest one I've seen is the amount of people who think that something's going to fit in their Prius. It just isn't. It just doesn't happen. But having said that, this has been fun. This has been great. A great conversation. We're sitting in an hour or two. Irish is sleepy. He needs to get his ass in bed, and I probably need to as well. But Irish, before we go, any last words?
I'm not very good at last words. I'm enjoying this. Come back next week for more.
Oh, hey, amen. I do want to put that out there. I want to thank all of you who show up week after week after week after week after week. If it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't do this. Doesn't matter that it's a small group. One day it'll be a huge group. But I will always remember who the people were at the beginning. And the beginning doesn't mean like year one. The beginning means probably like 5 years, to be honest. And I will remember all of you. You all will have a special place in the retail war zone history. Your OGs, your opinion matters, your input matters. And I thank every one of you who show up every time we do this, because you don't have to. And you may find it entertaining. Some of you know each other personally outside of this, and it's cool. It really is. So I appreciate, when you come here. Spread the word. If there's people, like-minded that you think would enjoy this, bring them in, because we are trying to get the numbers up. The numbers don't matter per se, but it's nice to see the numbers increase, because that means there's more of us. And that's what we're looking for. And, this isn't meant to be a fly-by-night thing. This isn't, meant to be a money-making scheme or anything like that. It's meant for a place for people to commune over a business that we all know fucking sucks. And Sarah, I saw your comment. I've only been doing this since 2021. So you're fairly new too. You're OG. So welcome. One day we'll have like a wall of fame. I'll have some screenshots showing everybody that's been here, since inception. And, really everybody's in the chat. That's all of you guys. It really is. So thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Like I said, I've said this numerous times. This isn't a financial thing for me. I don't make any money. If you want to help the channel out, or you want to help me out, financially, the link to our link tree is in the description of the video. Go buy a shirt or some shit. You know, I'm not going to come out here and beg you guys for money. Now, if I have a major thing go on in my life, fingers crossed, it doesn't happen. Yeah, I might come out and be like, hey, I need some help. But that's major. But other than that, no donations, no whatever. The easiest way to support what I do is go buy a t-shirt. And what I would really like to see sometime between now and the end of the year is people who buy a shirt and you can block out your face with an emoji. Show me where you're at. Wear it, when you're off the clock, wear it into your place of business. Get people on board. Bring them in. And that's the big thing. So, having said that, Irish, do you have anything at all left?
I I really like the community so far. And I think that we spoke before about the integrity of it. I think we need to keep it lighthearted sometimes, a nice balance between talking about serious stuff and lighthearted, and keep it fun sometimes
Mm-hmm.
too. But most of all, we're respectful to each other in the chat, and we keep it nice and tidy. No politics, no religion, and no don't get out of hand. Everyone knows the common sense rules.
Exactly. So, having said that, everybody, I want you to enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great night. And we will see you Monday on the retail therapy sessions when it's Ask Cranky Anything. So, I got to message her here in a minute and like rib her and let her know, hey, your time's up. Here it comes. And that's going to be a fun one. So, everybody have a great night. Stay safe. And we will see